Oh, Papa.
He's your barrel, he doesn't like his car. Oi!
Oh.
Nah, today we are installing a clutch because, as most of you probably know, or you saw, that my clutch was actually slipping back in Japan because it's just a standard clutch, I think. So, but anyway, we've got a Os Giken super single clutch from Japan. We got that through one of our friends over there, Sam, or SAMMIT, as his YouTube channel name is. He is an Australian living in Japan, Tokyo, so we're actually hopefully going to meet up with him next time we go back there, and he's going to take us to a few different tracks and do some cool things there. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to his channel, which we'll list here and in the description below. He's got some killer content. He's another drifter as well. He's got a R33.4 RB25 deck, which he goes drifting quite a lot over there at a few different circuits, so go and check his stuff out.
Awesome, so I got a, what is it? Os Giken.
Yeah.
Super single 1JZ GTE plus bolts. Quite a bit of kit here, eh? You better dig into it.
Yeah.
Off you go.
So just like any other gearbox removal, take the drive shaft off, drain the oil, take the shifter out, bell housing bolt, start a motor, and then she's all done. There's no filings or chunk coming out of there, so that's a good sign. Right, this gearbox is nearly out. Just taking all the bell housing bolts out. Now just removing that rear mount and we'll drop it onto the ground. So there we have it, gearbox is out. Right, so we finally got the gearbox out. Actually had a little bit of trouble getting the gearbox off because of the pull style clutch it's got. We ended up having to take the pressure plate away from the flywheel because yeah, it just wasn't coming, and after taking the gearbox out we finally realized that it was as simple as just pulling this clutch fork off and sliding it out. So we didn't actually need to do that. We kind of did it the hard way, but the gearbox is off, so that's the main thing. I've been chipping away. I've pulled all the pull style fork and that sort of stuff off and installed this Os Giken push conversion, which is, I've actually seen one of these before. A lot of guys use the hydraulic conversion kits, which basically is just a hydraulic slave cylinder that goes on here, and you have the hydraulic lines running out through the inspection plates. But this one is actually a mechanical conversion, which converts the pull movement to push, so you can retain all your factory slave cylinder, which I think is quite a good idea, and it looks pretty solid. Shouldn't have too many issues with it, I don't think. So that's all on there nice and tight. But anyway, there's the clutch. It's just a standard steel pressure plate cover, nothing fancy. Take it out of the bag. Sweet. So there we go. That's the OS Super Single. The cool thing about these clutches is that everything is serviceable. Now if you see there's all those bolts, so you can basically replace all those clutch fingers. You can replace I think you may even be able to replace the friction surface on the flywheel. I'm not sure, but yeah, anything you need for those basically you can just buy individually, so you don't have to basically buy another clutch kit. You can just replace what's broken, so that's pretty cool about those. So now I just need to bolt that back onto the back of the motor, so put the flywheel on and then align all the clutch back up and put the gearbox on, and good to go. Quick look inside this clutch. I've just taken the bolts for the pressure plate off. Just comes off like that. So a lot of you guys probably haven't seen inside one of these clutches, but this is what makes the rattling noise when you push your foot on the clutch. It's basically this ring here chattering on the flywheel, and there's the clutch disc and the flywheel. So if it were a twin plate, would have that disc, then another clutch plate, and then your pressure plate. So pretty simple design, pretty solid, good schematics. Sweet, so I got the flower up on the back of the crank, so we'll just got some Loctite on our bolts, just that blue stuff. So the last thing you want is those flywheel bolts coming loose. Oof. So these are the bolts that actually come with that Os Giken kit. This is a lightened flywheel. So I think the bolts they're supposed to be shorter, but they actually look like the same length. What are your thoughts on lightened flywheels, Josh?
Yeah, get a shield to move the leg. Oh, no good.
Nah, wait. Revy. Pretty good too with these Os Giken kits. They actually come with a full installation manual with all the bolt tightening torques and everything. So this is probably going to be the first time I've ever torqued flywheel bolts. Usually it's just 2 or 3 ooga doogas on the rattle gun. So I thought we'll do it properly this time. Just like that. I've already done the rest of them. This was a bit of a mission. Trying to film and torque bolts.
What do they say?
Hey?
What did the bolts say? You said you were trying to talk to them.
Oh, and yeah, they were just excited to see the abuse the clutch is about to get.
Excited to rattle loose and let the flywheel go flying. That's what I call it, a flywheel.
Yeah.
Flying through the tunnel and straight into your leg, and then you become disabled.
Yeah.
You can't drift anymore.
Right, so I've just put the clutch plate and the pressure plate on. We'll just grab our alignment tool.
Here are a lot of things going on down here.
2 mil. Not only like 2 mil.
There's a cat in the house. Is it in the what? Yes. Oof, nah. Ooh. That's good, just pull it in.
Oh, put your foot back on it.
No, my leg's getting sore, I'm getting cramps. I don't train legs. Don't know about these guys. Yeah.
Is that closed up?
Yeah. Put a bolt in, you on. What are you gonna do?
Leave those top 2 bell housing bolts out.
Why is that?
Because we don't have time for that shit.
Easy removal when drifting.
Yeah. And if everyone has a cry, go and watch Ryan Turk's video.
Yep.
Even he recommends.
Yep, that's just it really. You and your Os Giken. You look like you're in a bit of a pickle. Right, jack's coming down.
How? You need to go up first.
No, it's coming down.
No, the fucking...
Right, coming down.
Wait!
It's coming down.
Gearbox is all back in. I'm not going to see much actually. I'm just about to lower it back onto the ground. I've filled the gearbox up with oil. And I'm going to put it back on the ground, and I might at some stage give it a service, change the oil and filter, because I'm sure those are pretty naggy after all the abuse they had in Japan. Huge shout out again to SAMMIT, absolute legend for helping me out with that clutch. That's a massive help. So yeah, thanks again for that, man. And we shall take this for a test drive and see how this new clutch goes.
Oh, you stalled! Can't handle the single plate life. Is that good? Look at this danky exhaust. Oh, booey. So got the engine out here, just doing a bit of a check over after the VTEC had problems. So VTEC wasn't working. Oh boy. So on the dyno, the VTEC wasn't working, and the oil pressure had dropped a little bit. It didn't go right down, so pulled the... Oh, boy.
Oh my myth like the spirit.
Just great music.
What a waste.
So, but unfortunate, but had to pull the engine out. didn't have to, but just to be on the safe side, you brand new engine. He thought just
Give it a check over.
good check over, checked all the bearings, and everything was fine. So that's all good. So it's back together now. Put it all back together, put it back in, and go back and finish the tune off.
Yeah.
So pretty positive result really. It didn't, you know, do any damage, which is good. When you got a brand new build, stuff always goes wrong in the dyno. It's quite common, so yeah, should be back into it soon and all tuned.
Welcome back to another episode of Mayhem. No. That's fucking
Putting the bloopers at the back.
I'm going to.
Oh, fuck you, cunt. Feet. You almost got like a crap.